Hi students, today we're going to go over the distributive property. This is probably a review for some of you, so hopefully it's not too difficult. However, if you need to, don't hesitate to ask questions afterwards with your teacher. So for the distributive property, what this means is we have a value on the outside of parentheses, and we're multiplying it by values inside parentheses. When you distribute, you want to make sure you are taking the number on the outside and multiplying it by both values on the inside. So in this example here, it would give us a times b plus a times c. So in these examples, the first one is 5 times y plus 2. We want to make sure we take 5 times y to get 5y, and then 5 times 2. Notice it's a plus 2, so it's a positive 5 times a positive 2, which will give you a plus 10. And that's all you can do. There's no like terms, so we're finished. For the next one, we're distributing a 3. 3 times y is 3y. Now notice here it's a positive 3 times minus 8. So 3 times negative 8, that's a minus 24. We do have to be careful with those signs. Number 3 looks a little different, but it's the same process. The only difference is the number we're multiplying by is on the right-hand side instead of the left. So I'm going to take 2y times 6 to get 12y, and then 2y times minus y. So it is going to be a minus here, and then y times y is y squared, so it's 2y squared. For number 4, we're distributing a negative sign. That's like a negative 1 that we're distributing. So we do negative 1 times 3x to get negative 3x, negative 1 times positive 1 to get a negative 1. Number 5 is similar to number 4. There's a negative in front that is like a negative 1. So we get a negative 2x, and then it's a negative times a negative, which will give us a positive 4. For number 6, we're going to take that negative x times 5x. So first of all, it's a negative times a positive, so it'll be a negative 5. And then x times x is x squared. For the next part, negative times a negative will give us a positive. And then x times 4 is 4x. Now we're doing a little bit of review here. We're identifying different terminology. Terms are the pieces of this expression here. Coefficients are the numbers attached to a letter. Constant terms are numbers only. And like terms have the same letter and exponent. So for the terms, we're just going to list these all out, paying close attention to signs. So we have a negative 8x squared. It's a plus 4x, so that's a positive 4x. Plus 5x is a positive 5x. Now it's minus x squared, so that means it's a negative x squared. And then minus 8 means it's a negative 8. You do have to pay close attention again to those signs. Now coefficients, those are the numbers in front of the letters. So here, in front of x squared, there's the negative 8. In front of the x there's a 4. We also have a 5. And then in front of this x squared, it's a negative. That's like a negative 1. So notice in coefficients, we don't include the values that are not attached to a letter. Those are considered constants. So the only constant we have here is the negative 8. For like terms, we want to look at the exponents and the variables. So notice here we have a negative 8x squared and a negative x squared. Those are like terms because they both have x squared. So negative 8x squared and negative x squared are like terms. 4x and 5x are also like terms. They both have an x. And that's it for that problem. Now we're going to use our knowledge of like terms to simplify the expressions here on 8 through 13. So for number 8, we have 8y minus 5y. That gives me 3y. 3y plus 10y is 13y. And 13y minus 6y is 7y. So they all had y's, notice, and I was able to combine them. For number 9, we have 12y minus a y. So this is like minus 1y. 12y minus 1y is 11y. For number 10, they're not all like terms. So I'm going to start by combining the xy's. I have a 6xy minus 13xy. So 6 minus 13 is a negative 7xy. Now I'm going to do the x's. I have a plus 4x and a plus 1x. Whenever there's no number in front, it's like a 1. So 4x plus 1x is 5x. And then last, I'm going to do those y's. Negative 8y plus 3y. Negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. And that's it. For number 11, we're following the same process. 9x squared minus 6x squared. They both have an x squared, so I can combine them. 9 minus 6 is 3, so I have a 3x squared. 3x minus 12x. 3 minus 12 is negative 9. We have an x. And then we can just attach that plus 4 to the end. Now for number 12, we do need to distribute first. I'm going to distribute this 4. 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times 5 is 20. So I have 8x plus 20, and I'm going to bring down the plus 3x plus 7. Now I can combine like terms. So for x's, I have an 8x plus a 3x, which is 11x. And then for those constant terms, the numbers without letters, I have a 20 plus a 7 to get plus 27. For number 13, we're going to distribute that negative sign. Remember, it's like a negative 1 that we're distributing. So it becomes a negative 2x plus 4. And that's it for those problems. We have one last problem here we want to go over. It says find and simplify the expression for the area and the perimeter. So you need to remember that area equals base times height. Our base is the 2x plus 5. Our height is the 3. So area equals 2x plus 5 times 3. Notice I put the 2x plus 5 in parentheses because we're taking that entire base times the 3. So to simplify this, I will need to distribute the 3. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times 5 is 15. For perimeter, you can either add up all 4 sides, or you can remember the formula is perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So if I use the formula, I have 2 times, in parentheses, 2x plus 5 plus 2 times 3. I'll need to distribute the 2 to the 2x and the 5. 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times 5 is 10. And then for 2 times 3, I get plus 6, which means my final answer, when I combine the 10 and the 6, is 4x plus 16. That's it for notes today. If you have any questions, make sure to contact your teacher.